breaks until the very last stop, approximately 45 minutes into the tour. Once again, there will be no bathroom breaks until the very last stop, 45 minutes into the tour. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we're at departing Space Center Houston and are on our way to Johnson Space Center, one of 10 NASA field centers in the heart of human spaceflight exploration for over the last 50 years. Alright guys, if you look to your left, there's the large field of Longhorns on it. That is the Longhorn Project. So it's JSD property that is loaned out to local school districts as well as FFA, which is Future Farmers of America. Students get to raise their own cattle here as well as later on show them off and possibly even sell them at rodeos. Any revenue they might make from those sales will go towards their college funds. Is a real rocket which was used during the Apollo program to bring our astronauts up to the moon. We had Apollo missions 18, 19, and 20 planned, but they were unfortunately canceled due to a lack of funding, so the rockets never did get to go up. Parts of those rockets were combined to make the rocket that is on display inside of this building. On the right, you'll see two more rockets. The smaller black and white one is called the Mercury Redstone. It is the exact same model of rocket that took our first American astronaut, Alan Shepard, into his 15-minute spaceflight. The other rocket, the gray and white one, on the yellow scaffolding is Little Joe 2. Little Joe 2 was used during the Apollo program to test out the Launch Escape System, or the LES, which is that power-like structure on top of the rocket. The LES would eject the capsule from the spacecraft along with the astronauts in case of an emergency, and if there would be no emergency, the LES would simply fall off a few minutes after the third stage of Saturn V would disintegrate. The two rockets on the outside are models, however the rocket on the inside of the building is once again real. And these three rockets make up what we know as Rocket Park, which will be our last stop on the tour. Building 17. Building 17 is the home of the Orion Project office. The Orion spacecraft will be used for the Artemis program, which is going to be our return to the moon, as well as the Orion Project, which is going to bring our astronauts to Mars in the middle of this century. On the left, you'll see Building 21, the Human Health and Performance Laboratory. In this building, doctors and scientists focus on the health of astronauts before, during, and after spaceflight. large gray building that is a space environment simulation laboratory. It has 2 chambers, both of which are National Historic Landmarks. Larger chamber, chamber A, is used to test spacecraft. Smaller chamber, chamber B, is used to test spacesuits. Next to the building, you'll notice large gas tanks, which are filled with liquid nitrogen under a temperature of negative 325 degrees Fahrenheit. This pumps into the chambers to simulate the cold and harsh environment of space. And to simulate the hotter environments of outer space, we have the heat lamps that we use. Building NASA has civilians that are isolated for up to several months at a time to test how long-term isolation will affect our future astronauts' physical and mental health. On the right, we're approaching Building 9, the astronaut training facility, our first stop on the tour. The tram comes to a full and complete stop. You'll be exiting on the right side and the right side only. Make sure you let me get ahead of the group as I'll be leading you inside of the building, so don't get off the tram until you see me walk by and dismiss you. We're going to be climbing up a set of 26 steps. If you cannot climb stairs due to a physical or medical condition, you can go ahead and let our driver Jesus know, and he'll be more than happy to help you with the elevator. When you get upstairs, there's going to be a catwalk. Please keep scooting all the way down so the people behind you will have room on the catwalk as well. Pictures are allowed as long as the flash is off. Make sure we're keeping our voices down as we are in a working government facility. And once again, all masks need to be kept up over your nose and mouth at all times. Thank you. Once again, guys, pictures are allowed as long as the flash is on.
Pictures are allowed, but no lighting, no flash. Look, scientists are working on there. Scientists are working on These are their labs. These are their labs. They're testing different parts of the rocket. That's why the rocket is all broken up here. And they have made their land around it. And it has lots of things here. Very pretty. Yeah, they have to go inside these vessels every now and then.
Those mock-ups and those modules. The International Space Station is also an international partnership of 15 different countries, which is why you'll notice that some of the modules on there have different colored flags and have different names that correspond with some of the countries. For example, the Zarya module is made in Russia, and it has, I believe, the Russian flag on it as well. And Zarya means dawn in Russian as well. So that's just an example of the different modules that we have that make up the International Space Station. The International Space Station is a giant laboratory. It's about the size of an American football field.
那这个出过好。
Selfie, selfie stick.
No engines on board the Enterprise.